Dear Waiting Moms, welcome to another episode of Becoming Moms podcast. My name is Dr. Tien. I'm a pharmacist and a fertility coach, and I'm your host. After almost 2 years of my own trying to conceive journey with irregular cycles and insulin resistance, I can understand how challenging and lonely it is to be on this journey. And at the beginning of 2022, I was able to regulate my cycles and fall pregnant naturally, as well as improve my insulin resistance by lowering my A1C down to a normal range after only 6 weeks. I am now on a mission to help all of you waiting moms find a better, more balanced way to optimize your hormones and your body in order to increase your chances of conceiving without feeling like you have to be on any restrictive diet or crazy amount of medication or supplements. I know I don't want to do that, so I don't want you to have to go through that either. Okay, so let's get in today's episode. I know we haven't posted a new episode in a while. I do apologize for that, but there was a lot going on in my current life, and it just made it a little bit difficult to record some episode for you all. But I'm actually coming back today with a pretty hot topic, I would say, because when speaking to women who are trying to conceive with PCOS and other metabolic syndromes, a lot of the time we're trying to induce ovulation. I was one of those women when I was trying to conceive as well. I didn't have a regular cycle, so I don't know when I would ovulate. So my natural, thought would be to help my body induce ovulation. And that's also one of the many starting points that your doctor would consider. And a lot of the time they use medication to help this process. And the popular medication that a lot of women are prescribed, they're either Clomid or Letrozole. So these are the two options that you would be presented with if you are going the medication route of trying to induce your ovulation if you have irregular cycles like me. So my doctor actually prescribed letrozole for me and also Provera. So Provera isn't an ovulation inducing medication. It's actually help starting your period. So it's a period starter basically, but it does not cause an egg to be released from your ovaries, which would be ovulation. So some people are confused when they take Provera as well, and they think they're having their period, which means they're ovulating, but that's not the case. So the Provera does not make you ovulate. Okay, so that's just something we should clear it up before we continue with our topic today. So our topic today, I really wanted to compare between letrozole and Clomid to give you my point of view on which option might be the best for you, or if these aren't working for you, what else can you do is what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, so for me, doctor prescribed letrozole and Provera because I have not had my period. At the time, probably going on 4 months, 3 to 4 months. And before that, it was about 3 months. And before that, it was like 6 months. So we really don't know when I was ovulating or if at all, right? And once this was prescribed to me, I kept these as a plan B. As you guys know, I got pregnant naturally, so I didn't take any medication or supplements. But this was in my plan of getting pregnant. So knowing that letrozole is actually based on the guidelines, right? Research and studies over the years. And actually, Clomid has been prescribed for over 50 years, and most people was prescribed Clomid first. So letrozole is newer. It's actually a medication that is used for breast cancer prevention. And I think only the hormonal triggers breast cancer, they do use letrozole because one of the mechanism of action is reducing or lowering your estrogen level. And that actually is similar with Clomid, but they have different way of lowering your estrogen. And the way that they do work, eventually that helps with ovulation, right? And looking at studies and looking at side effects and things like that, we'll go over that quickly because I feel like that's the statistic that you might be interested in deciding which medication you want to go for. So letrozole has been bumped up to first line treatment from Clomid after so many years because they have found that even though they started letrozole off with the inducing ovulation as an off label indication because I mentioned it's actually for breast cancer, so doctors started using letrozole for ovulation inducing off label until the FDA finally approved it for inducing ovulation because they actually found that in general it's more effective in helping you ovulate and having a live pregnancy than Clomid, and it's also had less side effects than Clomid. With that said, let's take a look at what the numbers are for effectiveness in ovulation. So, hello, hello. It's Dr. Promlab here interrupting your episode to let you know that I actually have a full training on how to regulate your cycle to increase your pregnancy chance in less than 6 months. So, this is a free training that I have created for you all to really focus on what you can do daily to help you improve your ovulation and insulin resistance if you have it. It actually will provide you with a no fear strategy to help you transform your relationship with your PCOS symptoms without any restrictive diet. A lot of the time I hear that P- patient with PCOS can feel super tired and have no energy, or insomnia, things like that. All of that really are based on your hormone imbalances, and we're going to go over that to figure out what hormone triggers you have in order for you to work with your body and not have to be on a restrictive diet. You're also actually going to get a step-by-step guide to regulate your ovulation and cycles. I know with PCOS, a lot of the time you do have an irregular cycle. I know for me, I would only get one cycle every 6 months. So even when I was trying to conceive, I wasn't ovulating. So I wasn't even trying at all, really. And I went from only having 2 cycles per year to actually having 6 to 8 cycles per year, which is pretty good for me. And we're going to go over exactly how I did that. And finally, we're going to touch on key changes that you can make so you can optimize your body and your hormones without having to take a ton of medication or supplements. I didn't take any medication or supplements while I was trying to conceive because I just felt like nutrition was a better and more natural way of doing things. And it really helped me a lot. And I know it can help you too. So maybe you are just starting out on your trying to conceive journey and you're just a bit confused on what exactly you need to do. Or if you've been on this journey for a while and you've tried everything under the sun just to get that big fat positive pregnancy test, but no matter what you do, you're not getting the result that you want, right? And actually, no matter where you are on your trying to conceive journey, right?
all you want to do is to meet your baby and to have that family that you've always dreamed of. So if you want to achieve this dream, you want to make this dream a reality, and you want access to this free training that I have for you, all you have to do is go to drpromlabwellnesscorner.com/free-training and go ahead and watch this amazing free training and let me know if you found this helpful at all for you. I like to know if I can make it even better for you in the future. Or if you found that it was helpful now, let me know what you liked about it. And you can always just send me a message on social at Dr. Promlat Wellness Corner. Okay, well, let's get back into today's episode.
This is actually from the National Institutes of Health. Their studies found that with letrozole, the women that they study, right, the population was about 61.1% of the population actually had ovulation from letrozole, and 39.9% did not ovulate after taking letrozole. So the same study in the same population, but with Clomid, it's basically 50-50. So ovulation happened in 48.3% of the population, and 51.7% did not ovulate with Clomid. So it's kind of like 50-50 for me. And letrozole, we can just kind of sum it up and say 60-40%. So 40% did not ovulate and 60% did ovulate with letrozole. Okay, and then we also talked about side effects a little bit before, right? They had bumped letrozole up to first line treatment also because of lesser side effects. So Clomid had more side effects, including hot flashes, constipation. Letrozole tend to have more joint pain, headaches, and abdominal bloating. So these side effects are mostly tolerable and they're not too intense in most cases. That's why both of these medications are commonly prescribed to women who want to use them as a way to help induce ovulation. Okay, and another medication we talked about earlier that does not induce your ovulation was Provera. And sometimes you do need Provera if you're like me and you don't know when you actually going to have your period, because with letrozole and Clomid, you have to take it on certain cycle days. And if you don't know when your cycle is going to start or end, it will be difficult to use these medications. So that's when Provera comes in. It jumpstart your cycle, then you kind of know when you need to take letrozole or Clomid. But one of the major side effects of Provera that I have seen is not a big percentage of people, but it's 1 to 5% user have mood changes or mood swing and even as intense as depression. And one of these people who used the combination Provera letrozole was one of my friends actually, and she had severe depression after using this combination. So I would take these medication suggestion or option as a plan B. That's what I did. Okay, because of knowing these side effects and knowing the percentage that not really is not 100% right that you're going to ovulate or get pregnant with these medication. And most women actually go through multiple rounds of each of these medication, each time increasing dosage until it works, right? Because only 50% of women who take Clomid would have an ovulation. And ovulating doesn't mean that you're going to get pregnant either. A lot of the time when I talk to women who do actually ovulate with these medication, they're still not pregnant. So that's something you need to take into consideration when you're thinking about using these medication. Ovulation should mean pregnancy, but not always. And you don't even get the ovulation that you're looking for with these medication, right? So if you're the 40% that is letrozole resistance, it's going to be a little bit harder for you to be successful with this medication, and then you have to endure all the side effects if you have any, right? Also with Clomid, if you are taking Clomid, half the time it won't work, and that's a lot. 50% chance that it won't work, and 50% chance that it will work just for ovulation, but doesn't mean that you will get a live pregnancy or pregnancy in general, right? So, why does that happen? Why does it not work some of the times? Well, actually, most of the time it doesn't work, right? 50%. Well, 51.7 also. We should think about that, because more than 50%, we can say most of the time. That's just how statistic works. So, I just want to make sure we're not misspeaking in the number terms, right? But why do they not work? Okay, so I probably spoke about this in previous episodes, or I actually have a training on this in my Facebook group. But in short, these medications are designed to speed up your body ovulation process. So women with difficulty ovulating, irregular cycle, or longer cycles, we don't ovulate in quote unquote a timely manner, a normal timeline that most people would have. So the 28 to 30 days cycles and ovulation around 14 days to 19 days of your cycles are what we're normally expecting, but we don't get that when you have longer cycles, as in PCOS and other metabolic syndrome. So these medications speed up that process. Most of the time, your body aren't equipped to handle this fast and processed. So sometimes this would release a immature egg. Okay, we haven't talked about this yet, but ovulation is just a release of an egg from your ovary, right? But you want a mature egg for this to actually increase your chance of pregnancy, because without a mature egg, you cannot have pregnancy. Okay, so because these medications speed up the process, a lot of the time you don't get a mature egg. So that's something you have to think about. And in order for you to increase your egg quality. A lot of time we use this term egg quality, meaning creating a mature egg, a good quality egg that would eventually lead to pregnancy. This takes a lot longer than just popping these pills and hoping it will work. Okay, so it takes about 3 months for your egg to mature. And well, actually, I take that back. It takes 3 months to change the quality of your eggs, actually. That's what I meant to say. So, the thing that you're doing now to help with your egg quality won't show up until 3 months later. Like, you won't see progress until at least 3 months later. So, that's something you also have to think about. And in order for you to increase egg quality and help with this ovulation process, basically you have to work within your body first. And that's mean balancing your hormones, improving your nutrition, increasing your hydration, improving your insulin resistance if you have that with PCOS, or if you have diabetes and PCOS, lowering your blood sugar, right? So a lot of things have to come into place. A lot of things are factor into this ovulation process, especially if you are having difficulty with these medication and it seems that your body are resisting these medication, this is what you have to work on. Also, I'm not saying that these medication won't help you, right? But if your body isn't in a state that is ready to use this medication, you're not going to get any benefit from taking these medication, either choices at this rate. And a lot of time women do come to me and they say, oh, my doctor just want me to lose weight, they won't prescribe these medication even, and all they want me to do is losing weight. So they are trained, right, to provide you with solutions for your, or most of the time treatment for your conditions. And weight loss is always something in all of the guidelines. That's why you keep hearing that over and over again. And I don't really care about your weight, to be honest. I don't emphasize that when I work with my clients. And I didn't care about it when I was trying to conceive either, because it doesn't matter your weight, really. I'm on the thinner side and I still had this problem. So it doesn't matter where you are with your weight, because it's not really a big factor. It can be if weight loss is helpful to you. So it's depend on your case and it depend on your body and your current condition. But a lot of time weight loss mention and it can trigger your brain to be in this defensive mode, right? Because we don't like talk about our weight. We don't like anybody mentioning it. It's already something we have to live with ever since you have your body image issue, you have all of these insecurities, and doctor mentioning weight loss is not going to help you. So that's why I don't really go into weight loss. But I do want to mention that a lot of the time, the intention about weight loss is to take care of your body in general. I'm not saying that you aren't, I'm not saying that you're not already doing the things that you're know to take care of your body, but that's why we're focusing on proper nutrition instead. We're focusing on what you can do to lower your insulin resistance, all of these other things to nourish your body. And then the way, if you need to lose it, it's going to come off with all of these other approach. So that's what I want you to reframe this weight loss suggestion if you get it from your doctor, as a way to just take a look at what we're doing with our body. What are we eating? What are we providing our body? How are we taking care of your body? This body has been through a lot with you, right? It's carried you all these years, and now you need to prepare it in order to help you carry your baby in becoming a home for your baby for the next 9 months, right? You want to give it the best of the best, like skimming on prepping your body before conception is one of the biggest mistakes that I have made. I jumped into this journey way too soon without prepping my body, without taking care of myself. And that's why it took so long for me to get pregnant. It took me over 2 years to even figure out that, oh, I need to prep my body before even jumping into medication and supplements and all of those things. Because if your body isn't where it can receive help, you're not going to get any of these benefits, right? You can still take medication and supplement. I'm not saying that you can't, but you're just not going to see a lot of benefits and you're just going to be wasting your money buying all of the supplements and the medication, right? These aren't cheap. I've looked into some of these supplements that are advertised to help regulate your cycle, and they cost like $100 per month. So I don't want you to be throwing your money away on these supplements if you don't have to. So take a look at your nutrition and what you can do to improve that if you have that access to better nutrition, that's really will help you, because once I made that decision, I didn't even need the medication, and I was able to fall pregnant within just 4 months of switching up my diet and taking care of my body and nourishing my body to balance my hormone. And eventually pregnancy just happened naturally, and that's what I really want for you, right? Well, that's all for today's episode of Becoming Moms. I hope you really enjoyed it and you found it helpful. And if you resonate with everything that I talked about today and you feel like you want to learn more, you want to learn how to truly create sustainable changes that will ensure that you will be able to effortlessly fall pregnant and find freedom from dieting, freedom from killing yourself over at the gyms days in and days out, freedom from all those medication and supplements that you're currently on, so you can stop worrying about your future and stop worrying about if you ever become a mom and start enjoying your baby making journey again. Start living your dream as your reality, right? That probably is just going to have the family that you've always wanted, instead of constantly living fear and feel stuck on your trying to conceive journey. Then I really invite you to connect with me. I want to get to know you better and I want to show you how I can make all of that happen for you, right? We'll actually chat for 45 whole minutes where we'll hash out a strategic plan to help you see that regulating your cycles and ovulation isn't all that impossible anymore. But I'll only want you to reach out if you feel like you are 110% committed to your health and that you are ready to take massive action to make it happen, okay? Because we can both talk and talk until we're both blue in the face, but if you are not willing to invest in your health, not willing to invest in yourself, then nothing we can say can really change anything, right? So if you really think that is you and you are ready to see where your powerful self can really take you, then all you gotta do is go to drpromlatwellnesscorner.com/apply and book a free roadmap call with me. I am committed to you and your health, and I will work with you until you are successful. During the session, we will evaluate where your strengths are and what's currently working for you, and then we'll take a look at what we can improve upon, as well as mapping out a plan for you to get there. And then if you are a really good fit, I'll actually offer you a spot in my Becoming Moms community where we will work further with you on how to create a more sustainable and less restrictive way so you can actually optimize your hormones in your body to increase your chances of conceiving without having to think about if you'll ovulate this month at all. Also, make sure to fill out the little short survey attached to our call before the session. So I have a bit of a background on you to better prepare and plan for our session to make sure that you will get the most out of your time with me. Okay, well, I can't wait to speak with you soon. Until then, sending you lots of baby dust.